Billy here from adspend.com, head account strategist. Just wanted to share a training that I know a lot of people have been asking for, which is to learn about ads editor. So for a lot of the Google Ads guys, you're probably doing this already, but if you've come across it on Facebook, or if you just have never heard about this, you're probably not using it. So essentially what ads editor is, because there's not an equivalent for Facebook, it's just a way to make bulk changes quickly. So anybody that's used the Google dashboard will know things take ages, it's very glitchy, and it does really just mess up your workflow with that. So for me, I never really make changes within the ads editor unless it's simple things like changing the bid strategy or specific settings on one campaign. But for anything that's bulk changes to the naming convention, bulk changes to bid strategies, bulk changes to in terms of building campaigns and launching new audience tests or creative tests, I do all of that inside Ads Editor. So I think that's why it'll be valuable for you guys to learn it. So I'll share this URL. Let me just put that in the document here. So yeah, essentially, if you just go to that and download it, it's just like a separate app. You'll see it on the bottom here. It's got exactly the same logo as Google Ads, but it's just a separate kind of app on your computer. So as far as why I use it, it's free. It's made by Google. It's not a separate software that you have to pay for. Again, you can make bulk changes quickly, like what you spoke about. You can duplicate campaigns quickly as well, which is one of the massive benefits. Because back in the past, for certain clients, we'd be launching like 10, 15 audience tests at a time, and being able to do it like this makes it super, super quick and something I can do in 10, 15 minutes versus in the dashboard that'd probably take me a couple of hours. And again, it's a fast workflow because it's not connected to the internet and it's not connected to the Google dashboard. Essentially, you just make the changes offline, and then what you do is post them to the account. So the same way you'd make an account, or make a story on Instagram, for example, that's super quick to do, and then you just post it to Instagram. It's kind of the same thing here. You make all the changes and post it to the account. That happens instantly. If you click post in the account, if everything loads correctly, you can go straight to the ad account, click refresh, and all the new campaigns will show up in the dashboard. So as far as that, it's really, really quick. Again, you can make offline changes if you're not at your computer or whatever. You can just make the changes where you don't have Wi-Fi, and then as soon as it reconnects, you can just post the changes. And it's great for client launches. It's something we use typically. So we'll make the shell in the Google Ads dashboard. If you don't already have one of those, I recommend you set that up. It's just a shell campaign, so it has all the correct settings that you want to use, but no audiences and no ads. And then what you can do is just duplicate that shell campaign and add in what you need to add within Ads Editor, which makes it super quick. So again, I'm just going to go over a quick overview of like kind of how the workspace works, because there is some nuances to that might get you in trouble if you don't know how it works. How to make changes to campaign names. So what you can do is do a bulk edit. So typical like use case for this is if I change all of the campaigns from target CPA to maximize conversions for initial launch because they aren't spending. Obviously, I'll make the bulk change to the campaign settings within Ads Editor, but what I'll also do is change all of the campaign names from MC, from TCPA to MC within the naming convention, so I know where campaigns are at. And there's a very quick way to do that rather than doing it individually for 10, 15 campaigns or whatever the case is. I'll then show you how to duplicate campaigns and change the settings. And then lastly, obviously, how to post changes to the account. Cool. So let's jump across now to the Ads Editor. So this is how it will look. What will probably happen is it'll be on here at the beginning, which will show every campaign in your account. Obviously, you can quickly sort by the campaigns that are enabled to bring those up to the top. And what's important is this is what I kind of call the workspace here. So this is what you're looking at. So what you want to do is filter to the campaigns you want to edit. So if I click on this one campaign, for example, you'll see it changes this view here. And so all of these settings and ad groups, etc., just for this one campaign. And again, if I wanted to just highlight all of the campaigns here, which are in bold, you'll see, and all the other ones are grayed out. I'm now just editing all the campaigns, and you'll see on the settings on the side here that everything's selected. So that's the best way to do things, obviously, unless you want to make changes for everything within the account. But typically, I'll just sort by the campaigns that are enabled, and then sort within this side bit here. Obviously, use like all the same things apply. If you hold Control, you'll be able to select multiple campaigns. Obviously, I normally click the top campaign, hold Shift, and then click the bottom campaign, and it will highlight everything there. One thing to note for the settings on the side here, so whilst everything within here is for all the campaigns, they aren't all selected by by standard, so or by default. So you'll see this is just the settings for this one campaign, and I can click through and see how they differ. Obviously, all these campaigns are on the same budget right now, but if I do want to make changes to all of these, what I can do is hold shift again, highlight all of them, and you'll see obviously that the start date will vary. If there's any differences between the campaigns, you can standardize those. So yeah, that's really a quick way to make changes if you want to make quick budget adjustments. And obviously, you'll say the campaign varies as well. So there's some stuff it won't let you change, but a lot of the other stuff you'll be fine on. So that's pretty much how that works. And if we come down here, things are split out slightly differently, and in how they appear. I actually prefer this to how they appear in Google. So obviously you've got the campaign level, which you'll know about, and all the settings associated with that. You'll have the ad group level as well, and you'll see how everything is here. Obviously, if you have a target CPA set at the ad group level, it will supersede the one set at the campaign level. So it's something worth noting. And again, you can change all the settings within here. Tracking template. So making bulk changes to the tracking template for all the campaigns is super helpful to do in here, whilst you can do that in Google. And then there's a separate drop down here for keywords and targeting. So obviously for search campaigns, this is where the keywords will be housed. A lot of this other stuff you won't need to know. You'll see by the fact that there's a number there that it's a setting you've selected. So again, locations, this is obviously split out per campaign. So if I just click to one of them, you'll see the campaign and the location settings just for this campaign. Again, location negatives. Google's made a shift recently to where they, rather than creating like putting ages, household incomes, etc., in the locations part here, they want you to put it in the negative part. So again, I recommend you come in and create a location list that's negative. So if it's like third world countries and stuff like that, you're getting spam calls from for clients, I'd recommend you come and add in all of those, whether it's South Africa, Pakistan, Bangladesh, any of those, come and add all those in here. Again, placements and stuff, not anything we're using. Mobile apps, not something we use. YouTube channels, again, since the topic targeting went away, we don't need to use any of those. You'll see audience segments here under here. So what's slightly different here is that you can still do it in the Google Ads dashboard, but the old way of doing it by creating audience segments, you'll see nothing shows here, even though there was a custom intent in the name there for digital market enthusiasts. So that's actually housed at the ad group level. And one thing to note is you can't actually create audiences within Ads Editor, so you'll need to go and do that already within the Google Ads dashboard, whether it's audience segments or in this case it's audiences. So you'll see they're listed here. Again, for those who don't know, audiences are basically all the settings in one place. So they've just done this to make it easier for people. So you'll select your customer intent audiences, the ages, the gender, the household incomes, and everything will be all housed within this audience, which is why it doesn't come up in the audience segment tab. Although, to be honest, personally, I still use audience segments and then go ahead and set the location and campaign settings individually within here because it just suits my workflow. But again, that's personal preference. But again, age is in here. Age is negative, so if I don't want to charge 65 plus, I'd come in here, click add group level negative age, click the ad group that I wanted to add it to. If I wanted to do both, again, you can just select all of them, click OK. It'll automatically populate in here, and then you just need to change it to 65 or more. It's not going to let me do this because the campaign is set to audience targeting, not to audience segment targeting. So I'll just go ahead and remove those. You can just literally change the basically all you'll need to do is just remove this. So remove digital marketing enthusiasts, and then what it will let you do, or should let you do, is change it to audience segments. So I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Okay, cool. Well, anyway, I'm not sure what's happening there, but it might be because this campaign is already live and already spending. So cool. And then obviously everything is housed within there, and then come down to the ad section. And you'll see, obviously, there's every type of ad possible within here. So it's just responsive video ads that we're looking at. And obviously, if you're using search, it'll be responsive search ads. So a bit annoying that everything comes up in this list, not just the stuff that you're using, but again, it's not too much of an issue once you find out where everything is. You can obviously see there's a number and not a zero next to it. So cool. The ads are off in this campaign, as you can see, but obviously you can sort by them and again make bulk changes to this. So if you wanted to make bulk changes to the copy within the ads, you could do that here. Bulk changes to the final URL as well, which is something that's super valuable and not something you can do quickly within the ads dashboard. So I definitely recommend that you use ad editor to do that. So cool. That's pretty much everything and a kind of a run over of where everything is within here. So I hope that makes sense. If you do have any questions, then please just reach out and let us know. Cool. So that's how the workplace works. So making bulk changes to campaign names. So let me just come in here and make some other campaigns so that I'm not messing anything up in the account. Cool. So again, I'm going to select all of these, and let's say these were for a different offer. So let's say we're not using it for the hybrid offer anymore. We're using it for the done for you service. What you can do is what you need to do is make sure that all of these are selected. If you just have one selected, it won't do it. So come and select all 4 of these, click replace text, and then the first item here, replace text. We're going to replace the campaign name. Again, you can do it for other stuff like the tracking template, the final URL, suffix, and things like that. But really, it's just the campaign name I use this for. So we're going to search for hybrid. So think of this essentially as Google or this ads editor using like Control F to find the text within the campaign name and then change it to something else. So we're going to find hybrid and replace it with DFY. And then click replace, and you'll see that for all of those campaigns, it made the change to that. So like I said, the way I normally use this is really just for if I'm bulk changing the bid strategy or stuff like that. If I'm changing it for the offer and launching audiences to a new offer, obviously I'll change the URL and the ads, and then change the campaign names, which makes it way easier to do rather than individually doing it for like 5, 10, 15 campaigns. So that's the biggest reason to use that. And then what do we have next? So campaign settings. So I'll just leave it on here. So let's say we wanted to do exactly what I said there, which is these are all on max conversions, but we want to change it to target CPA, or maybe even we want to change the goal that we're using. So let's say it was on account level and we want to change it to campaign specific. We can come to custom goals and click for the book of full funnel custom conversion set. Click save. That's now changed for all of those. The same with target CPA. It's on maximize conversions. We can come down and click target CPA. It will give you the recommended values like it does within the ads dashboard, which is always super helpful. So I'll normally set it either just below or just above what they recommend. There we go. Cool. So now all of these campaigns are set to target CPA and set to the conversion action set we want, which is great. Or even if we wanted to change the, I don't know if it will let me do that. Yeah, so change the TV adjustment there, the language targeting, the location target or anything, we can do that all here, which is super helpful. So perfect. And then again, you can do this too, where let's say I wanted to change the audience here, I'd obviously change the name. So let's change it to FB ads. We can double click into the campaign. That'll make it so that on the side, only that campaign is selected. Then we're going to come back to keywords and targeting. We're going to go to the ad group level. I don't think, oh, well, let me do it now. Okay, cool. So you can change the audience segments, remove the audience, which should remove the issue there. And then come down to audience segments, add audience segment, ad group level. Click the ad group you want to add it to. And then it's custom audience segment. So again, you can add everything you need here. There's some in-market audiences that aren't in here, like the in-market other category, which seems to be the one that gets changed the most, and where Google adds audiences that they're either trying or just updating regularly. Those don't get added in here, but all the classic ones do. So you can search for like fitness enthusiasts, if that's one. Yeah, so all of these within here, like online fitness classes, exercise equipment, and all of that. I was thinking of, or like business professionals. Cool, that's within here. So all of the classic ones are in there. It's just some of the in-market other ones that aren't there. Again, life events, detailed demographics are all in there. Remarketing lists are in a different category. So this is any audiences you've created, like website visitors, YouTube channel subscribers, etc. But custom intent audiences, custom URL audiences, and all of that good stuff is in custom audience segments. So let's just say, let's see, I'll let Facebook ranks one here. There we go. It matches up with the example. So I'll add that in. Again, there's nothing else you really need to do here. You just need to add in the new audience segment, and then that's done. And then you could go and do that for the next one. If we click back to this list, we can go and change the next one, and again, it's just super quick to do and much easier. You saw how fast I was able to click through things, and there was no loading times or waiting times. So yeah, super helpful to do that. And again, I kind of showed you before, but let me just show you the locations, because that might be something you want to do. Cool. So let's just say we wanted to add the UK. Again, add location targeting. It doesn't actually matter whether you do campaign level or ad group level, but you need to do the same for everything. So for all the audiences, so all locations, all ages, all audience segments, they all need to be at the same level within the campaign. So I always do ad group level because that's typically how it was done in the past. So add a new location, click the edit button there. This bit's a bit annoying because you will just have to search it here. You don't have to type the full name, it'll still come up. So United Kingdom at the top there, click it, click OK, cool, and then we've added that in there. I'm not sure what the issue is. Oh, okay, cool. So it's set to campaign level, so it won't let me do it at the ad group level. So if we just switch that, I'll show you how to do it correctly, at least for this campaign. There we go, boom. Added, there we go. And again, I could select all of the campaigns and do exactly the same thing. So what that would look like is add location, campaign level targeting, and then if you click all of the campaigns and click OK, it will add it. Again, click in here, United Kingdom, OK. There we go, and then it's just going to show an error because I'd already added it to that one campaign, so I can just delete one instance of that. The error goes away. Everything's all good there. So cool, that's how that works. Let's just go back to the doc, make sure we're where we need to be. So we've done make changes to campaign settings. So as far as duplicating campaigns, it's really as simple as what I just showed you. So click on the campaign. I use like Control C, Control V, which creates a new campaign. Again, you can do more than one at once. So you can really become really quick with doing this. And then all you'll need to do is obviously change the name. Typically, it's going to be like the targeting you're changing or the ads. So I would just signify like new ads here. And then what you need to do is double click into that campaign, like I said, which will highlight on the left here is the one campaign you're editing. Let's come down to the ads to follow the example. And then let's just say I wanted to just use these ones. So let's delete those. So again, if you have ads in here and you're changing it, you can literally just put Control V, Control C, Control V. Make sure you're adding it to that campaign. And then on the side here, you'll just need to click the edit button there, add, and just type in search the URL of the ad that you're wanting to use. Obviously, any ad you've used in the past is already in here, so you can just search for it and it'll come up. So let's just say it's this one. Click OK. That'll come up there, and then obviously you'll want to change the ad to cool, and then that's done. And so again, once you've created in one campaign, you can copy it across to all the others, following the same format. So let me just show you that. Control C, select all of these. Select all of these campaigns. If I just put Control V in this box, it'll ask me which campaign I want to add it to. I can select all, click OK, and then that new ad will be added to all of those. So again, really quick for duplicating stuff and making bulk changes to it. So especially with client launches and anything where you're launching like 10 audience tests or whatever, it's super valuable for that. So that's all good. Let me just delete these ones that are got an error with them. So let's say we've made all these changes. All we wanted to do was launch that new campaign with different ads and a different audience. What we then do is come to the top corner, which is post. Really important you click all campaigns, because if you click selected campaigns, it will only post the changes for the one that you have selected. So always make sure to click all campaigns. You'll see the number of campaigns, ad groups, locations, audience segments, and responsive videos, ads that have been changed. And then you can click post. And then again, this is how quick it is. Cool. One thing to note actually that I didn't cover at the beginning of the video is that when you first come in here, what you will need to do is click Get Recent Changes, because this is, like I said, we mentioned offline, so it doesn't live update with the changes you've made in the account. So if any if any of the budgets have been changed in the dashboard since the last time this was updated, it won't update in here. So any changes you make will overwrite what you've already done. So one thing that's key to do every time you come into Ads Editor for an account or for a client account is to click Get Recent Changes, Basic, and then All Campaigns. And then obviously, depending on how big the account is or how old the account is, there'll be a number of campaigns for you to launch. Normally, this only takes a couple of minutes, so it's normally super quick. But essentially, what it's doing is just grabbing every single, like all the change history and everything that's been changed, so that the campaign data showing in Ads Editor is the most up to date. So we'll see that took like 30 seconds. Not long at all, and then it will highlight there which campaigns have been changed since the last update within Ads Editor. So I think that's everything. Again, if there's any questions on this, let me know. This is something that I use extensively. I don't use it to the full of its capacity in the same way with Google Tag Manager. There's lots you can do, but it's just about using it kind of in the most effective way for your workflow.